this is a quirky tune. This is a quirky band. So if you haven't heard much by Caravan, I really encourage you to check them out because they have all kinds of oddball stuff. I love these guys. Love their early albums. They made 5 or 6 great albums in the early to mid 70s. This is from one of their really big hits. It's called In the Land of Hit. I can't call it a hit. The album was called In the Land of Grey and Pink. This song is called In the Land of Grey and Pink. It uses a bunch of chords that have no business being together, and they do this all the time. So they use really unusual chord progressions with strange lyrics too, goofy lyrics, really lighthearted and kind of fantasy sorts of things. Again, as I said, love these guys. So if you haven't heard much by Caravan, I really encourage you to check them out. The first few albums, Waterloo Lily, For Girls That Grow Plump in the Night, In the Land of Grey and Pink in particular, are some of the killers. And this song, though, uses so many chords. It uses a whole bunch of major chords. Normally there are 3 major chords in a key. If I was in the key of D, I would usually see a D, a G, and an A. That would be chords 1, 4, and 5 in the key of D. This song starts on D, uses some chords kind of in D. It opens up, and they just start off with this very easy thing. D shapes of chords in different places. So it starts with a D shape at the 7th fret, which makes it a G, slides down to a D shape at the 2nd fret, which makes it a D, keeping D in the bass, by the way, on all of these chords, moves it up to the 5th fret, makes it sound like an F with D in the bass, really a D minor 7. But for the sake of simplicity with understanding this song, we call it F with D in the bass, then slides it down to C with D in the bass. Same shape, but open, essentially. There's only one note you need on that. It's the C on the 1st fret of the 2nd string. And then back to the G and the D. That's it. 4 D shapes. 7, 2, 5, 0. I'll explain more about that if I ever get to a lesson on this song, because I'd love to do some Caravan tunes, but I really need to know that there are people out there that would try to play them. They're not necessarily hard to play, but again, quirky and unusual. So In the Land of Grey and Pink is, again, then goes into these chords. Starting on D, uses an A minor and an E minor and a G. Those are all okay, but not in the key of D. Those are actually chords in the key of G. And again, this is what I like to work on in lessons, is talk about the theory of why these chords are together and whether they're in a key together or not, and whether they should even be played together in the same song. With this song, I would tend to say no, but then they put this great melody over it that makes it work. Not unlike the Beatles did in a lot of their stuff. A lot of the chord progressions that Paul McCartney and John Lennon and even later on George Harrison came up with were things that were out of the box and shouldn't have sounded good when they went together, but they did a great job putting them together with a melody that made the whole thing work. And Caravan does a lot of that. So anyway, if you'd like to see some Caravan songs, or in particular In the Land of Grey and Pink, come visit us at TotallyGuitars.com. Hit the recommend a lesson button, very easy to find, and you could even just put in Caravan because they have a lot of cool songs and I know them all. But they're, again, a little off most people's beaten path, but a fabulous band from the 70s who is still touring and putting out albums occasionally now, 40 years later. So you never quite know what's going to come out of the BBC nowadays. So, and again, so if you'd like to see In the Land of Grey and Pink, come over, visit us at TotallyGuitars.com. Or let us know anything else you'd like to see, because that's really how we decide on lessons that we're going to do. And I will be getting to these over the next few months. So come visit us when you can.